Hey, this is Ellen from Ercolini.com. Welcome to another episode of Are You Leaving Money on the Table? Today we're going to be looking at Aspire and Grow, which is run by the lovely and talented Val Geisler. And we're really going to be focusing on the Work With Me section and how to make things really easy and smooth to hire you, because that's the whole point, right? If we're here to make money, we need people to be able to hire us. And if your Work With Me section is confusing, or if your Hire Me section is confusing, you're going to be losing clients, which obviously means you're going to be leaving money on the table. So let's hop over to her site and I will walk you through ways in which this is happening and what you can do to avoid that. Okay, so we are over at Aspire and Grow, which is run by the lovely Val Geisler. And today we're going to talk about how the Work With Me part can be really, really confusing and why this needs to be really, really simple. So if you click, the first thing that I noticed is I was like, okay, so she's, basically she's a virtual assistant, she's a project manager, um, you know, she likes helping creative business owners do more of what they want to do. She's all about systems and trying to make stuff easier, which is awesome. And here's a little picture, and she's so adorable. And when I was reading her stuff, it really spoke to me because, I'm, as a business owner, like, I'm her target audience. And when I first came across Val's site, I was like, yes, this looks great. And then I went to Work With Me and I got completely lost. So I'm going to walk you through this so you see what it looks like to be confused, and you can see if where maybe you're confusing people when they're trying to work with you. So if I click the Work With Me, I'm like, okay, great, one-on-one. Like, I want her to work with me. I'm a person. And it takes me straight to the contact form. Which doesn't say work with me one-on-one here. It just says want to connect with me on a special project, so not one-on-one like I thought I was going to. Can't find the answers to your questions here on these pages. Not what I asked for. I did find my answer. I want to work with her one-on-one. No problem. Tell me what you need and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So what I don't love about this is it's the opposite of where I thought this was going, and that her contact page is really general, and it speaks to the fact that she's assuming you're having a problem. That's why you're contacting her, not she's the solution to your problems and you should be really excited to talk to her. So I don't love that because it makes me feel like no and confused when I get here, and not like, yes, oh my gosh, I would love to work with you. Like, let's do this. It's a little off-putting and confusing, which is the enemy of booking clients. You never want them to feel confused. The other thing is, if you actually look at this contact form, similar to Susie's in the video I did last week, it's a lot of information. So, it's sort of general information at first: website, email, how did you hear about me? Fine. What do you do for others? What is your business all about? So these are actually two really big questions, and I think they're really different. My business is all about helping creative business owners make more money, but what do I do for them? Well, I help them figure out where they're leaving money on the table and then really create systems to create a business that can really be grown, that works for them. I help them figure out their packages and their services. I help them get really clear on what their expertise is. I help them position themselves as an expert in their field. Like, that's really big, and it's not necessarily what my business is all about. So that's a lot right there, and it kind of takes me in the two different directions. But then what keeps you from your best work? And that to me is like a bounce out question. I'm like, part of me is like, I don't know. Part of me is like, I don't know. That's why I want to hire you. And the third part is like, I know. And it's like frustrating and terrible and like it's kind of negative, right? Like, that's not my shiniest, most helpful self, and it puts me in a really weird place when I'm thinking about answering that question, which also I don't think helps Val ultimately land me as a client, because the whole point of doing these intake consult forms is to learn as much about your clients as possible so you can be the solution to their problems. So if somebody's being kept from doing their best work by, like, playing around on Facebook too much, great, maybe Val can help you with that, but maybe there would be a better question about, like, what support do you need to be able to go off and do the work that you need to do, or like, how can we like leverage your business, or how can we sort of like why do you need support to maximize your impact in the world, or something like that. And those are very Ellen phrases, but something that's more like the positive and what's possible rather than like, where do you suck, basically. And then look at your business and the list of my services and the top 5 things you would like to work with me. This was really confusing for me because I didn't really find an easy list of her services. So while I think Val is really incredible and really talented at what she does, again, this to me was like, I don't know. This is asking a lot for me to answer these questions. And I think going simpler and going clearer is going to do her a lot of favors when she's addressing this client intake form. So that's the first part of how I got confused. The second part of how I got confused is if I click just work with me, you see this adorable face and she's got this total like rock star, like she's an ass kicker. She's going to like make shit happen in your business, which is awesome, right? We want that for, our VA / project manager / like strategic thinking partner. Do more of what you love. I'll do the rest. Love that. Totally on board. And then she lists out her programs here. Great. Community concierge, media mogul. Awesome. And then you click the tell me more. So if I'm looking at the media mogul, I'm like, okay, Twitter tutorial, Facebook implementation. Awesome. This sounds great. Tell me more. Boom. It takes me back to the contact page, which doesn't have anything to say like, great, I'd love to work with you. It basically says, oh, did you not find what you were looking for on my site? Drop me a note, which is the opposite. Like I did find what I was looking for and I wanted to learn more, and it takes me here. So that was also kind of confusing to me. And then the other thing that I just really want to highlight is need more. And she talks a little bit more about herself. She's a productivity master, the queen of strategic implementation. Private coaching is always available since you inspire me. Great. Not totally sure what that means since her clients inspire her, but okay. But the other piece of this, which I love, 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 and want it to be way, way more highlighted, is she says, luxury retreats and spectacular events are my specialty. From nailing down those travel logistics and site booking details to being on site to make sure things run smoothly, I'm your gal. And I'm reading this and I'm like, holy shit, there are so many people out there wanting to do and trying to do the big luxury retreats and spectacular events. Like this could be her whole business model. And it's not mentioned anywhere in her two services. So I really want to highlight that because I think that's really interesting and I think it's unique and I think there's a total market for that and it's just totally, totally buried. So again, confusing on how to hire her and actually work with her. And quite frankly, this was also very confusing to me and I couldn't tell. And it looks like this is an automatic free program that is a self-study. So I was really confused on why I would do this or how I would do this versus the other ones. So there's a lot going on, and obviously Val is very talented and she's very smart and she's very savvy, but the way she's got all of the ways to work with her laid out are fairly confusing and not super intuitive with how to get there. And she never says in here, if you go to her, the one-on-one, which of course takes to the contact page, she never really tells you what to expect after you write this email to her and send her this contact. So there's no, you'll be hearing from me or my assistant within a couple days. Let's schedule up a time to talk. This is what you can expect. There's nothing there to let her potential clients know what to expect after they send this form off to the internet, which also might make people feel nervous or not very secure in doing that, which is the opposite of the client experience that you want. So that's what I really wanted to focus on was how to work with her, because I think that's what so many creative, wonderful people do really well is they do their services really well and then they make it really, really confusing on how to actually work with them. And Val is unfortunately an example of that. So I'm hopeful that after this video, she will be able to, sort of reformat a bunch of this stuff and make it a lot clearer about how to work with her and what the process is, which is huge. And she'll get a lot more clients coming knocking on her door, especially for those luxury retreats and spectacular events. I think those are huge. So if you liked this video, you can head on over to EllenErcolini.com and learn more about me. I'm a money-making expert and business coach. I help you make more money fast. And if you're wondering about working with me for your business and where you're leaving money on the table, just scroll down right here. You can book your power session, and that is a 20-minute time for us to jam together. I learn more about you and what you're up to, and then how I can best support you to put your business together in a way that it can rock a lot harder, because I know you have it in you, and I just love helping business owners level up their businesses fast. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Are You Leaving Money on the Table with Ellen Ercolini of EllenErcolini.com. Thanks.